So this 2017 Auto Trail Scout is a member of the Frontier range, Auto Trail's flagship range. And because it's a flagship model, it comes with pretty much everything as standard, from the metallic paint on the cab, the alloy wheels, the recessed awning. You've got an external gas point on this side, external shower point on the other. But the thing that's really impressed me with this vehicle is that so often when you have a layout that doesn't have fixed beds, or any fixed bed like this Scout doesn't, storage, particularly for a family, is often woefully lacking. Where do you put your chairs, your barbecue and all that sort of stuff? Well, for a start, you've got this under rear lounge storage with hatches on both sides. I got three chairs of this sort of size in there. You could easily have got another three or more in there. So if you use this as a 6-berth, everybody can have a comfy outdoor chair. Plenty of room for loads of other stuff. Beyond that, you've also got a skirt locker, good external access to your leisure batteries there as well, but also useful space for things like levelling wedges and so on. So a really good aspect for a non-fixed bed layout. A family orientated motorhome needs a family friendly kitchen. This one's got an 800-watt microwave and everything that you would expect in a British motorhome, including a mains hot plate and a separate grill and oven. Now, the most important thing at the moment, get the kettle on. For adjustment, there is quite a decent amount of storage, including cup and plate racks in the top there. And of course you've got 3 gas burners as well as that mains hot plate. The great thing about this too is there's plenty of worktop. Not only have you got the table close at hand, reasonable amount of work anyway with the integral draining board and the cooker, but you've also got this slot-in panel which can go that way round, or if you're using electrical appliances with the sockets there, cover the sink completely, and you really have got plenty of room to work. Now, time for something to eat. So, big motorhome, big fridge to match. The bit at the bottom isn't actually part of the fridge, that's a matching drawer. You've got lemonade in the cooler drawer there, and then this is the top part with the removable freezer compartment. So 175 litre fridge, and let's get cooking. Okay, now I'm not the world's greatest chef, but I can rustle up a bacon sandwich. And I rather like this cutlery drawer with the solid divisions as well. The family might even let me cook for them in here, you never know. Having this Pullman dinette directly opposite the galley is pretty much perfect at meal times. Serving up is dead simple. Of course, you've got room for 4 here, and this motorhome could potentially be used as a 6-berth. So if there are 6 of you on board, you will have to set up the freestanding table in the back as well, or a couple of people have to eat off trays off their laps or something. But for 4, and probably more often than not, it's more likely to be used as a 4-berth. 4 people around here, absolutely fine. I've got good lighting too, with these little spotlight reading lights, diffused light under the top lockers, and I like these contrasting finish for the top cupboards too. Gives a bit of modernity where Auto Trails perhaps once were a bit too traditional for some tastes. Fabrics very inoffensive, nicely finished, and there is a choice of other alternatives if you don't like this. Other features, well, lovely big window here which gives you a nice view out on the world while you're having your dinner. Window behind the kitchen is a slider, but it's smaller. Now, the only downside to that is actually when you're driving, over the shoulder view for the driver is just a tiny bit restricted. But back on site, the other thing I really like is this massive overcab sunroof. lets a bit of fresh air into the vehicle, but even if it's raining, the amount of light that that gives into the front end of the vehicle is absolutely fantastic. If you ask anybody who's actually bought one of these new Scouts why they bought it, I suspect that this will be the reason. It's a very big and very comfortable rear lounge. Although having said that, as with the seats in the front dinette, they're just a tad too high perhaps for people that aren't terribly long in the leg. Fine if you're going to sprawl like this, but for sitting upright they're just a little bit high off the floor. Now the rest of the lounge, great lighting, natural light, lovely big windows. This is a new feature for 2017. Not only have you got the restyled external panel at the back, which still retains the traditional covered spare wheel that's such an Auto Trail trademark. Still very much looks like an Auto Trail from the back, very distinctive, but now you've got this bigger back window, so lovely light area in the back here. Rear speakers, TV as part of the media pack, and if you go for the more expensive £2,000 media pack, you get a satellite dish on the roof as well. Storage, well, lots of it around the top. Other than that, storage under the settees. On that side you've got the boiler, so very little room under there. Under this side, plenty of room for your bedding for this rear bedroom area at night. And of course under the front dinette you've got lots of storage under the seats up there as well. Otherwise, a nice general feel to the vehicle. At night you've got the choice of 3 beds, and this would be my choice every time because it's a huge bed. It's actually longer if you sleep across the vehicle, but then you've got the downside that if there's 2 of you in here, you've got to climb over the other person if you want to get to the loo here in the night. So sleep lengthways, it's still over 6'4" long. You can make it up as 2 singles as well if you prefer. Then you just don't use the caravan style slats that fill the centre of the bed, and you'd have to discard these backrest cushions probably into the cab. The cushions that go around the back of the vehicle, they're stored underneath the bed when it's in this double mode. The dinette bed is not a full-size adult double. It's probably just about okay for 2 kids or 1 shortish adult. The great thing about it is it doesn't block access to the ladder, and it still gives you full walk-through, full access to all the kitchen. You can make a brew in the morning, no problem at all. And then finally, of course, double bed in the Luton. Simply pull the slatted base back and flip over the mattress. Good sized bed up there, again perfectly adequate for 2 adults. So 5/6 berth easily. And if you do want to use this vehicle as a 6 berth, you have got the option of having 2 seat belts on this rear facing seat. That's an option. Take it up from 4 to 6 seat belts. Very often with these twin lounge layouts, because the bathroom sits between the 2 seating areas, it tends to get quite squeezed, and often you don't get a separate shower and you do get quite a compromised bathroom. Now that's not really the case here. You've got a proper separate shower, good sized separate shower. There's a little bit limited space actually on the loo, but it's okay as long as you're not too large a person. And some nice little touches like a clothes drying rail in the shower cubicle, and some decent storage as well. Just do check out headroom, because you step up into the bathroom, so headroom is reduced both in the toilet and the shower cubicle. So if you're into motorhomes, you'll have seen hundreds of these. Of course, it's a Fiat Ducato. What's different about this one? Well, this Auto Trail is a big beast. So it's on an Alco chassis. It's 4.5 ton gross weight, best part 900 kilos of payload, excluding any water, and excluding the media pack that's fitted here. Media pack, well, that gives you the sat nav, Bluetooth, DAB radio, that sort of thing, as well as the TV in the back and the TV aerial on the roof. What else do you get? Things like cruise control, cab air conditioning, the fancy chromed ring dials. Engine, as standard, is the 150 unit. And that copes quite well with a van as big as this. It's over 3 metres tall, for example. Probably no need for most buyers to go up to the 180 unit unless perhaps they're towing. And that is because the latest Euro 6 150 actually has more torque than its predecessor, and it's now very close to the 180 in terms of torque output.